a single mother. I'm a teacher. I'm a middle-class white woman. I am Rockford. Our enjoyment of our daily lives here in this community is something that we have to invest in each other.
Our task is to listen to each other, and to listen in particular to the voices which are not usually heard. There's a fiction in America that anybody can make it and that we have equal opportunity. We don't. There are exceptions to the rule, but generally speaking, your chances are shaped by the wealth that your parents might have.
The proposed Newtown development is going to provide people greater job opportunities because of the proximity to where the jobs are. This was something that my students didn't quite understand, because they thought, well, the jobs are the same no matter where you live in Rockford, but transportation is such a significant issue for so many people who are living in poverty that it has to be addressed in order to understand what people in such a situation go through. Because I've asked my students to do an experiment as part of their larger projects when they're going to be recommending initiatives that will help Rockford to thrive, I decided that I would take the bus for 30 days. And I am somebody who lives on the east side, about a mile and a half from the river. I kind of do the opposite of what residents who live on the west side would do if they need to travel to the east side. I thought this would be the perfect experiment. So I took the bus every morning at about 6:30 because that was the most convenient bus for me, and I fell in love with that bus driver. He was incredibly kind to me. It was about 45 minutes from the moment I walked out my door to when I walked in the door at Auburn, whereas if I were driving my car, it would only have been somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. I discovered that there is a significant impact on your time when you're taking the bus. On the days that I wasn't chatting with a bus driver, it started to become just tedious. The real challenge came when I was riding home on the bus and had to pick up my son from school. I would have to leave from Auburn before 5 o'clock. I would have to go to the transfer center to get another bus down to where my son is in school at Washington. Then I would have to wait for about 40 minutes for another bus to get back up to the transfer center to get on another bus that would take me within a couple of blocks of my house. That trip took about an hour and 50 minutes. I can't imagine how people that would try to hold down a full-time job, much less in a professional environment, or in my case, a teacher who also has to take work home. I don't know how anybody can survive like that. I have met multiple parents of students who've lived in the projects. These adults are caring individuals who are dedicated to raising their children the best way they can. These are not criminals. These are not people who are associating with criminals. They are raising their children to be wonderful citizens who use their talents and their intelligence to make a difference in this world.
I would hope that folks would sit down and have a meal, talk to their neighbors, get to know folks, ask questions. And at first, that encounter might be awkward. It is only when we know each other that we have a chance to really make a difference in the world.
I think the most important thing that the community needs to do is get to know its people.